let's get into her. So, last we left off, we were fighting the good fight against the plant god. What's my... Brian was playing last, so what's my item in, situation here? Not bad. The problem with, Brian having played this is that he's done the majority of the opening of this area, and so I'm trying to piece together shortcut. Brian's good. Caboose! 44 months in a row, a 41-month streak. The god. I think... So, like, we opened... We opened, the hatch that was out there, and I think you went down in there to do some shit. We definitely don't need the sewer key right now, we could put that away. Or the key, for that matter. I don't have any cash. Somebody give Jix a sub, it's bothering me. Yeah, the problem is, if Jix was actually ever here, which he is once in a blue moon, I'd probably tell him to just remove the bot from the channel, because it's getting a bit much. It's broken half the time, it doesn't really, like, we're not using it for any particular purpose. I don't have any purposes, really.
Senior staff clearance required for computer access.
Alright, we don't have whatever that is. Louth gifted a sub to Jix. Fuck.
Shit. What the fuck? Oh no.
I'm pretty sure that kills him. But it's hard to say when the shit just keeps fucking waving around. Or do I have to burn the fucker alive? And this is just temporary. Alright. Wonder if a flashbang will catch fire in his mouth. Okay, so the greenhouse control room is where we are right now. The drug testing lab is adjacent. So, oh yeah, right. We were trying to unlock the drug testing lab, but we don't have the full code for that thing. So, I think we ended because Brian died when he was downstairs. Really? Okay. I have the picture on my phone of this thing. The Ya symbol in Korean. Highway. Tetris Ya. Okay. Very good. Oh, he came across a liquor or some shit. That's what happened. No power. Alright, so we gotta get the power back up. Where would that be? I think he got ganged up on here. Almost positive. That's what all these scratch marks are. Oh, I think it was when he like turned the power on or some shit, and then everything just went to shit. Hey, what's up, Yusuf? We don't have a battery. Uh-huh. Alright, before we go further, I'm gonna go topside and see what that opens. Excuse me, sir? It's Claire A. The Innovation Awards for Genetics. Alright, Tetris, line, speech bubble, dick. Tetris, line, speech bubble. Oh. Dick. Hey! The drug testing lab is unlocked. Alright, I'm gonna go and, yeah, that's where I wanted to go, right? Yeah. Give me my knife. Fucker. Okay. Oh, we have another opportunity for, the old Mixodix. There we go. And store that. And that'll do. RGB herbs, yes. Coming to you hot from Corsair. RGB herbs. Let's see. Gab sent me something. Article 13 is back on. Germany caves to France, that's a first, as EU pushes forward on ruining the internet. Excuse me. Cyclonics, 40 months in a row, welcome back. Or just 40 months in total, sorry. I was reading the article you sent me, Gabs. It's Germany had a draft for the Article 13, France had a draft for the Article 13, France's was worse because fuck France and everything France stands for, and then Germany, being the fucking idiots that they are, caved to France, and now France's draft is on the table for this Friday to see if Parliament in the EU will push that through. I hate old people. I hate so much. I want nothing but good news for the rest of the day, because I'm ready to fucking throw in the towel on life. I'm just so tired of stupid people. I don't want to. I'm having a Brock Lesnar day. I'll move to like goddamn Iqaluit, live in an igloo with like 4 other people within a 500-mile radius, and call it a day. I'm done. I'm done. I hate vapid, brainless, thoughtless individuals. I can't stand it. The internet is part of the problem, and people that shouldn't have kids had kids. Now here we are. And on top of that, we have to deal with the fact that not only is our own generation fucking itself in the ass, but we got the baby boomer generation making a damn good effort to make it all the worse. I'm just so... But here's the thing, baby boomers dying off isn't going to solve the problem. I don't think people realize that there is still a vast number of fucking idiots our age that aren't baby boomers that hold the same exact opinions as the baby boomers that we so loathe. I don't think people get it. Just because the baby boomers fucking die off doesn't mean that this is suddenly gonna like fucking solve itself and everything's gonna be hunky-dory. God damn. Honest to God, it's the spiciest meme ever. It's the spiciest fucking meme ever and the most abusable thing that could ever be fucking put into place. But god damn, if this world does not make a good case for eugenics, fuck! We are pushing it! There is... some good fucking cases to be made! Oh my god. Betaflex though, 8 months, one more for the 9-month baby hype. Pepper that Angus. Pepper it well. Yeah, they didn't actually have journalists at BuzzFeed. People at BuzzFeed just got laid off. They were just people. They pulled them off the street. Nobody actually is a journalist there. They were just there. That was the thing. You're welcome, lol. Ha! Hey, yeah, it's cumulative now, Mark, instead of just based on your streak. Excuse me, sir? Hey, Braden, welcome back. Yeah, the 2 hats. Let's go. The big boy badge is in.
Dispensing solution now.
Oh, right, he hadn't saved even after he got that. Oh, the other thing, Jeff, you see this? People are now, turning their back on Liam Neeson. We've officially, we've peaked. Liam Neeson is now being labeled as an unredeemable racist. We've peaked. Social media has reached new highs. We've done it. Oh, I know not all people are being dumb about it, but, you know, the people that will inevitably spread this shit to the fucking corners of the earth and just the social media in general, just fucking stop the madness. Stop the fucking madness. 40 years ago, for those of you not informed, 40 years ago, Liam Neeson had a friend who was brutally raped. Apparently by a black man. And so, he admitted when referencing, you know, the type of motivation that his character in his newest movie would have as a revenge thing, he said that he was drawing, inspiration from or drawing from his own personal experience, having this happen, and then he walked around the streets for, like, a week with a bludgeon, just looking, hoping for like a black guy or some shit to approach him so he'd fucking kill him. He was on that level of anger. And then he recognized what was going on, and then in the same interview, like, I'm pretty sure it was the same interview or another one following what he was saying there, like, all the shit that he went through afterwards to, you know, fix that mentality, professional help and everything, the whole 9 yards, and people were just like, oh my god, Liam Neeson's racist. It's like, I bet if the guy was literally any other race, he'd still have walked around looking for a reason, because it was more about the fact that his friend got brutally raped than it was about the fact that the guy was black. That was just a convenient talking point. And an easy fucking, oh, they were just salivating. People are dumb, Asterma. That's it. It's full stop. I've said this before. Look, you think about the average intelligence, and then realize that 50% of the population is dumber than that. Just try and fucking... That is the type of shit that keeps a person up at night. I'm not claiming to be a goddamn genius. I'm just claiming that I think about things for more than fucking 3 seconds at a time. And sometimes that's all it takes. Most of the time that's all it takes. You just think about it. For like 3 or 4 seconds. Is it a George Carlin quote? It could very well be. I haven't watched a lot of Carlin. I've seen bits and pieces over the years. But it's not like it's an uncommon thought. I would imagine. Tank Noob, welcome back. 14 months in a row. 14 months total, thank you.
Manual mode engaged. Adjust amount of solution to match cartridge capacity.
Wait, what do we... How do I take... away? Oh, I gotcha. What a fucking convoluted system that is, eh? The fuck? Woo! Alright, Resident Evil puzzles, let's go. Alright. Get on up. Insert the stuff.
Error. Solution temperature is outside acceptable range.
Oh. What, I gotta put it in the fucking microwave? I need to cool it. Okay. Where in this... Ah. For fuck. Okay. Okay. Well, let's go save just so we have that done. Because downstairs, we already know downstairs is a dumpster fire waiting to happen, so... For fuck, bro. You know what? Fuck it. Suck on a grenade. Give me my knife. hooked on a feeling, and I'm high on believing. I have no high capacity shots right now, but I bet you the moment I put away this gun... Actually, we can discard this. And put out, like, take out one of my other higher male capacity guns. We'll find some. Very good. Kayla's birthday tomorrow. Oh boy. Oh boy. Yeah, no. Playing this through all the different scenarios is just like, do you really like the game? If yes, go ahead. But playing through it multiple times to get some sort of true ending or get the better ending is literally like Nier Automata Light, and that can suck my dick! Oh, today? Oh, Jesus! Well, 1 second. There, my work here is done. Cold Brew, 42 months on a 42-month streak. Welcome back. Halfway to that 4-year badge. Oh boy. Working towards it. Look. This is still my opinion. Same with Nier Automata. Goes for this too. If you're putting a true ending or like the director's real ending behind a fucking wall of playthroughs, you've already fucked up. Playthrough shouldn't be to get to some sort of like true ending. Different endings. Sure, okay. True ending? No. Yeah, exactly, Adam Combat. That's about the only way I can get behind a true ending. Knock knock. Not the ammo I wanted to use. There's 2 of them here? Excuse me? The fuck? Gotta be kidding me. Who needs to use the stairs when you can just fall over the railing? Alright, make some more rounds, it's good. You just get stuck there, that's fine. Hey, it's my battery. Everybody's turned, vegified, they keep coming back again and again. Burn them all until their whole body is black and ash, there's no other way. Alright, well, you know. Really? Jesus! Where are these guys even coming from? Like, there was only one down the stairs and one in here, and now all of a sudden there's fucking 3 of them in the room. Lord. No. Oh my god.
You asshole.
Ay, 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 ay. Hi, we're the Resident Evil developers, and because we have no idea how to make a game actually scary, the only way that we could think to do this was to make the zombies pretty much invulnerable to any and everything that you could fucking throw at them. This creates a false sense of tension by having them constantly be there to try and run around and have them grab on you, eventually running out of its scaring potential as you've seen it 5,000 times. Quickly turning into simply just annoyances, zombies are here just for the sake of having them, and we'll come back when we figure out how to actually be terrifying. Thank you, and enjoy the game. And my knife is gone. From that one exchange. Lord help me. No, it wasn't this bad in the original. Because the original had the different camera angles, and so in this game they made the decision to make it this bad. To try and offset the easier time that you would have with full control over the camera. Zero 7 months in a row, welcome back, sir. My wedding preparations are going well. We're down 2 guests. I don't- what? As in they backed out, or you actually decided somebody didn't need to be there. Is there nothing Adam won't bitch about? Yes, stuff that doesn't need to be bitched about. Just because you think Resident Evil 2 is one of the greatest games of all fucking time or some shit, doesn't mean that there's something wrong with it. I'll go back to it 1,000 times. Morrowind is my favorite game of all time. It is also one of the most hideously broken fucking busted ass games ever made. Girlfriend's friend's boyfriend took his life and girlfriend's grandfather passed away. What the fuck? But are you finding things you actually enjoy in this game? Of course! And I mention things that I like, but nobody pays attention to them, because just like losing $10, it's worse than finding 20. People lock on to all the nitpicky stuff that I have, especially if it's a game that's widely considered to be very good, and ignore everything that I say when I like it. I'm not saying you specifically, Domestic, I'm just giving you what's going on. That's what it is that it is, and it's been that way for a long time. And then people get shocked when I review the game finally and I still give it a good score. Like, man, you did nothing but bitch and moan your whole way through the game! It's because they don't fucking actually listen to it. They just hear the negative shit and they're like, oh my god, you're so cynical. Just like video games! Just like them all! Like every part of them, they're all special! Ah! Alright, this is my other favorite part about this game. We're at phase 2. We've already come through this hallway about 50,000 times. And only one of them is here. But now that we've gotten the shortcut, now there are 2. And places that we would have, like, let it go, let it go. Pretty much, Zethris, yeah. I can probably get there and back without having to fire a bullet. Do it in your inventory! Oh, right, okay. The bumpers. I was like, how do I change it to Murph? That's what I was just thinking, Jeff. Murph! Murph! There nothing over here?
Welcome back, Dr. Lee. You have 5 new messages.
Can you believe that bastard Cartwright? Cool your jets, asshole. Well, I guess he is the boss for now. Anyway, have you seen my helix anywhere? I put the secret on the bottom. Let me know if you find it. So you couldn't make our little meeting. Fine, don't worry about the greenhouse inspection. Instead, I'll give you something real simple to do. Put together the budget estimate for the year after next and get it done tonight. We're under attack! People are dead! The east area is cut off! We can't operate the bridge with the wristbands we have here! Where's that bastard Cartwright hiding? Plant 43's gone wild! The greenhouse is hell! We need to send someone in there before it's too late. Wayne, how do we stop this thing? You got house? Do you remember Susie, the cheerleader? What a great gal. We were both into her. Way. Of course, she wasn't into nerds. I still have to give you back those comics and games I borrowed, but you might have to wait a while. Brr.
Damn. Should have packed my parka.
Cooling sequence in progress.
Steminar 11 months, one more off the dream 1 year. Welcome back, sir. I haven't been feeling good for the last couple of days, but I'll survive.
Cooling complete.
Okay. Take a look around. I too keep my gunpowder in a refrigeration unit for science purposes. Am I liking the game? Alright, let me give you a nice complete answer so that I don't get jumped on by other people. Alright. This is a lovely video game. They did a fantastic job recreating the original in a modern way that looks and sounds great. If you didn't play the original, or if you played the original but it's been so long you don't really remember anything about it, there is a risk, not a guarantee, but a risk that you may have a less enjoyable experience because you still have to live with a litany of 1998 game design mechanics. They got rid of some of them, but trying to stay, as they should have when you're doing these things, as close to the original as possible. There are still a number, the majority, still there. Your enjoyment is likely going to hinge on your ability to endure those design choices. That's it. What are those things? They're just things that were indicative of the original game. So the zombies, well, for one, well, it was modified a little bit. Zombies taking 55,000 shots to the head, coming back over and over again, respawning zombies that were already dealt with, and permanently killed, or new zombies on second times through. Resident Evil's thing, we had this discussion on the podcast, and I'll talk about more specifically about this point. Resident Evil's, well, you have lots of ammo, but that's not my point. It's just it's an annoyance. It's like, what do you, like, you're just, it's Resident Evil's fear factor came from not knowing what was around the next corner, and most of that was because of a isometric camera. Or locked-in camera angles that you wouldn't know. You could hear some stuff, but you could never really see. It was the tension that was built from how they built the game out, so that they could make the graphics better by having static assets instead of, having to model something in a 3D space, traditionally speaking. So, they got the better graphics, and they got, as a trade-off to that, or not even trade-off, as a benefit to that, it added the fear factor to the game. When you remove that, like they did with this, because they wanted to make the game in the third-person perspective, and it's not that it's done poorly. Like I said, it looks great, plays well, sounds great. Is they had to, they realized that it would be easier to avoid the enemies that you would have had a much harder time avoiding in the original game. And so you end up with a situation where the zombies become bullet sponges, which is not a problem, again, necessarily in that you can't kill them because you have lots of ammo if you search the areas. It's just, for me, personally, and this isn't for everyone, obviously. And again, I'm not even saying that I would rate this game poorly. But for me personally, what it does is, instead of creating tension in a horror game, it just becomes a job or tedium to clearing them out. They're no longer really set pieces so much as they're just a roadblock. So that's one of my gripes. As far as the old mechanics go, inventory management is not fun in any video game. 1998 inventory management, even less so. Can be a bit rough. Again, it's just an annoyance something that you put up with. It doesn't really serve any purpose in the game, but to make you perhaps double back to areas, again, going through, it's... The core of the game is still in 1998. Like, again, it's a beautiful looking game. The facial animations are a bit fucking terrifying sometimes for the wrong reasons, but it's a beautiful looking game. Sounds good. Plays well, controls well, but the stuff like inventory management and the leaning on the same kind of stuff that they did in earlier Resident Evils, but without the camera being the glue that held those ideas together as far as creating tension. Is where it gets weakened a bit for me. Again, this is a good video game. I'm not trying to step on anyone's dick over Resident Evil. However, I'm not even saying that the old camera was good. I'm just saying that coincidentally, that was like the one thing that allowed them to add tension. I don't know what the tension is in this game. Maybe I'm just not a horror guy. Maybe that's my problem, is I just don't scare. And that's my deal. But I'm just giving you reasons as to why for me it's not, because the game, it's not like the game is so dark that you can't see anything that's going on. The flashlight is there just to look kind of fucking neato, or see a couple of items on a wall. Jump scares haven't caught me or anything like that. There hasn't even been that many jump scares in the first place. You end up running into so many zombies because they use them so liberally that they lose their fucking effect after a while. It's whatever. Silent Hill is a better horror game. Flat out. Period. Across the board. As a horror game. Because it doesn't have to rely on these, like, weird fucking, like, in my opinion, laziness. This is, okay, this is the way I'm gonna describe it in film form. Resident Evil is Japan's attempt at Western horror. Silent Hill is Japan doing Japanese horror. And Western horror is pretty shit at horror. Because it leans on easily surmounted psychological effects. Whereas Japanese horror does not. That's the comparison point. It doesn't mean this is a bad video game. This is a fucking fantastic video game. This is about as perfect as you could ever possibly hope for a remake of Resident Evil 2 to be. There's really not anything that I could think of that would magically just make this better, because it would end up being too different from the original, and it would piss off too many people. That doesn't change the fact that what happens when you do that is that it still has, for people like myself, not everyone, but for people like myself, it still has the same issues that it would in 1998. So for me, and this is for me, I'm only speaking for me. Going out into this hallway right now, I know it is laden with zombies. I already know this because I've walked through this hallway multiple times. No part of me is scared to go out into that hallway. The only thing that is going through my mind is, fuck, I have to run around a bunch of zombies. Maybe shoot a couple in the knee. Full stop. That's it. That's all that this is. I don't know why somebody would be scared. You already know what's out there. No, not at all. Silent Hill, when I played Silent Hill through, that's not true at all. Because it depends on what they're using as scare tactics. If you're gonna do something like just zombies, shit ain't never gonna fucking get you. If you're doing psychological shit that's off to the side, it takes a lot longer to desensitize to it than just this. Hi, Bob. How are the kids? Susie still doing well in school? Hey, Susan. Holy fuck, thank God that they kept fire rounds in the server room. Fatal Frame is really good too. Oh, this is a safe room? Oh, fuck me! Let's go. Do we have a big dick gunpowder in here? Let's go. Let's fucking go. Boom. Let's fucking go. I think I'm gonna take a couple of my regular gunpowders. I know, Caboose. Well, it's the same thing as, like, Pokemon Go would have been incredible with using the Wii U pad as, like, the camera. Never cashed in on that. Same with Fatal Frame. Playing Resident Evil 2, the original, in 1998, had a better chance of being scarier than this. Because we didn't have 20 years of zombie fucking overkill, at the very least, as a comparison point. But T-Wraith, 40 months! Welcome back, sir. Thank you so much. Dear Adam, your microphone sounds like sex. However, I'm unable to afford a €450 microphone you're using. This is more than that, unfortunately for me. Is there an alternative that you could recommend around €100 to €150? You always know your shit when it comes to sound. Even if I was older in 1998, I'd be still less desensitized to, like, zombies in general. Zombies have just been fucking overkilled. But you're not wrong. Obviously, as a child, everything is scarier because you're way more, because you're desensitized. You've gone through life. At that price range, if it's a USB mic, then the AT2020 is like the go-to for most people. If it's an XLR, maybe you can get an AT2035 for that price. Hard to say. I don't know, because I don't know European pricing for those things. Well, USB mics are not awful for most people's uses. They're not amazing. They're not terrible. I mean, unless you're plugging it into a really shit USB outlet, it's not super awful. But the problem is that you need to have something to plug the XLR into, and that adds cost to it, right? And XLR mics tend to be more expensive on top of that. But there are some USB mics that are actually pretty good. And you can do a lot with a USB mic too. Like, you can still run, like I did, you can still run a USB mic through a VST host and run compression and equalization and shit and still make it sound really fucking good. I think it's less about people need to stop using USB mics and people need to start learning how to use XLR mics. Because there's a painful amount of people on Twitch using, like, fucking SM7Bs, and it sounds like a $4 microphone because they're screaming into it, the fucking thing cranked, their amp is maxed out because they either don't have a cloud lifter or they don't know about gain staging, or they've got, like, their EQ all fucked up, or they're not using any compression or EQ at all, and they're just, like, raw dogging it with this $700 microphone in a dream. Or they're plugging this $700 microphone into a friggin' $100 preamp that only has 20 dB of clear gain before it goes to shit, and the SM7B needs like 80. It just, the struggle is real. Very real. But yeah, the 2020 for USB, and the USB, there's a 2020 XLR version too. But the 2035 is a really good, you know, starting point XLR microphone. There's also an MXL 770? Which is an XLR, I think. Yeah, the MXL 770 is $100 Canadian. So if you got yourself that, and you got yourself there's a Yamaha mixer that I can't think of the moniker for the whole thing, but even that's only like $150 or something like that. Pair that with the MXL 770, and that's a nice cheap combo as well. Lots of good reviews if you look up the MXL 770. That's probably the best, cheapest USB mic, or not USB mic, XLR mic, that I know of personally. And I've seen people use, and with proper EQ and compression, actually sounds very, very nice. Oh, if you don't know what you're doing with an XLR mic or USB mic, you'll rape people's ears. You're just raping your wallet a little less with the USB mic. So, generally speaking, Dutchman, depending on your room, you can sound treat it, but you're only going to be able to do so much, right? If your room, for example, is almost a perfect square, like let's say it was 3 meter by 3 meter, any perfect square room is very difficult to sound treat. If a room is longer than it is wide, or vice versa, it's a little easier. But most rooms are closer to square than they are rectangle. So, as far as treating your room, or any room, kind of the order of operations to help you, or help the sound in your room, is to treat what's called the first reflection points, which is about, you know, it is what it sounds like. So, obviously you don't really get a chance to treat directly in front of you very well because your monitor tends to be directly in front of you. However, depending on your monitor setup, if you don't have monitors stacked on top of monitors or some shit and the monitors are relatively low, you can put some sound treatment on the wall behind your monitor where you're speaking in the direction of. And then if you can, depending on your room, because everyone's room's different, you might have windows or closets or whatever, however you can try and treat it, directly to the left and right of you, where your mouth is, most of the time. You know, you don't have to be perfect, but just most of the time. And then, once you have those two spots, something directly behind you, that's your second reflection point, but it will be the most important second reflection point for your microphone, because most people are sitting, for example, I have a wall right in front of me here, I have this one behind me here, microphone is lined up perpendicular, so sound is going this way, hitting my wall of fucking monitors, coming back, hitting the couch, hitting this sound baffle, hitting the wall behind it, coming back through the sound baffle, and whatever's left over will hit the microphone. So it's kind of in that direction. So at head level, you don't have to do the whole fucking wall. You don't have to like go in and do the entire wall, but just a good section in front, behind, left and right, and that's like a really good start. What you treat the walls with is another thing entirely. Depends on how DIY you want to get. You can spend a shitload of money on some really expensive sound treatment stuff. You can also just start out with some relatively inexpensive egg crate type foam. Mr. Miyagi, 36 months. Oh, the 3-year. Let's go. That's a new badge. Welcome back. Tier 3 out of his mind. But you can just use like some egg crate foam to start. Anything is better than nothing. But generally speaking, the thicker it is, and the more porous it is to allow, or the more porous the whatever material is covering it, in foam's case, there's nothing usually covering the foam, the better. So in here, if you want to know specifically what I use, and I'll just flat out tell you, I can show you one here. If you're a DIY guy, you can buy rock wool insulation, or mineral wool insulation, in baths. You can get them in 16-inch across or 23-inch across, and they're about 3.5 inches thick. And you can just buy some speaker cloth or some other breathable cloth, cotton, anything that your breath will pass through, and just build a little frame, tack the cloth over top of it, and then hang it on the wall like a picture. Like this. Whoa. Sorry, it's a little tight in here. You're gonna be, I'll bring this scene up. You're gonna see the TV and shit, but... Alright, so. So this is a baffle. It's literally... rock wool insulation over top of a... some leftover wood that we had laying around in a frame. Just a square frame. Laid it in, wrap it up. You can buy one pack here. I don't know what it's like over there, but here you can buy one pack of these. It has 8 bats in it for like $80 Canadian. And then you're going to spend on cloth maybe another $100 or less. With the wood and stuff as well, because the wood can be cheap as fuck, it doesn't really matter. And you can just make up a couple. And these do very, very well. This is specifically Roxwool, the brand, Safe and Sound. There are various grades of rock wool insulation or mineral wool insulation that will be better for absorbing sound than others. But that's what I use in here, and it's a great option. The last thing, once you've done your first, your second, your first reflection points, and then your second behind you, if you still want to do something, you can buy some relatively inexpensive, because they will get very expensive, base traps to put in the corners of your room. The most important corners to do are the direction that you're speaking in the 2 top corners where the 3 parts, where the 2 walls and the ceiling meet, and you want to make sure that that whole, meeting up corner is filled. And that's about it. Everything after that, you can still pick away at trouble spots in your room, but that's going to do like a lot for you. If you can either try and treat the ceiling, or you can try and treat the floor directly above and below where you're speaking from. Most people will stick with, like, if they're in a carpeted room or something, they won't worry too much about it. If they're in a hardwood floor area, put a heavy, like a rug or something underneath of them. Or in my case, you guys can't really see. I'll show you best I can. Yeah. I just have more of these hanging on the ceiling. You don't need as much as I do. I did it because I'm doing voiceover work, and it needs to be as quiet as possible, or as non-reflective as possible is more accurate. So it's basically just more of these bats and then just hung on the ceiling with little eye hooks. But you can do like an entire room of treatment for, like, if you went crazy. I think I spent $400 in this room. I have a lot of shit in here. You do not need to spend that much money. You could spend $200 Canadian, maybe $250. And get the vast majority of what you need done. And the room really makes the microphone 9 times out of 10. If your room is not treated well, or you're in a shitty room, you could have the greatest microphone in the world and be fucked. If you're really worried about the room, like you can't go crazy, your other option is to simply spend a little less money on treating the room and a little bit more money on going XLR and buying something like an R820, which is built to ignore room noise as much as possible. Because it's a dynamic mic, you're eating it. You're like, your face is like in the damn thing. So you have options. But if you're just doing USB, just pop up some fucking foam. Don't spend too much money. Just make sure it's in those points. You do an RE. The thing is, so this is what your trade-off is. You get a dynamic mic like the RE20. That's going to cost you 600 Canadian for the mic, another 150 or something for the cloud lifter, unless you have a preamp that can drive the microphone, which is rare for anything that isn't a very expensive mixer or interface. and then some sort of interface. And the interface doesn't have to be super expensive, right? You can get, you only need one with like one mic pre. Just make sure that the pre's are okay. Steinberg has a one or two input interface that with their driver software has onboard compression and equalization like Jeff's uses. It doesn't have any kind of routing to speak of, but if you're just doing it for local recording or live streaming, then you don't need the routing. It just isn't needed. And I think that their single channel or dual channel one is only like $90 or something like that. So your options are spend less on the mic, treat the room, or spend more on mic equipment and not have to worry about treating the room nearly as much. That's pretty much how it goes. But dynamic mics are for most streamers' situations the best case scenario. So long as you don't mind having the mic in your face. I went with this for a couple reasons. One, for voiceover, it sounds the most like my voice, whereas other microphones didn't. And the added benefit was I can not have to have it right in my face all the time. Which was problematic for me because after years of casting StarCraft with Jeff, and you have this, and you watch Jeff or anyone else who's been around a mic for years and years and years, without thinking about it, you're constantly like either adjusting the mic or like adjusting your mouth in these little tiny movements to get right in the sweet spot of the microphone. And I was doing that when I was live streaming, and by the time I got to the end of the day, my neck was fucked. Full-blown fucked. It was okay if Jeff and I were doing like a couple hours of like a recording session or something, but when it came to live streaming, oh my god. My neck was destroyed, so I went for this boom arm, so now I can just have it away from me. My brain doesn't automatically think, because it doesn't see the mic in front of me, it doesn't automatically think I need to be constantly, like, positioning myself, which is an added bonus. But for most people, dynamic microphone, and either an interface that has compression and EQ built in, or one of a couple of mixers that are very good, not very expensive, instead of an interface, and that has compression and some light EQ. You don't need a fucking 30-band EQ or a parametric EQ for streaming. You just don't. I can tell you this because I had one. You just don't. You need a mid-cut, you need a high boost, and a low boost at best. That's it. For streaming, I have a software program called Equalizer APO installed that can EQ the mic and the sound itself. Be careful when you start doing stuff. If you're talking about like EQing and doing shit for the audio in games and stuff, it's not really necessary. There are some people that actually use compressors on their home audio, like for their movies and shit, and they EQ the audio in like their movies and shit. It's a little excessive. All you need to do is make sure that you have a good compression on your voice so that you're not killing people's ears when you scream, and just cut a little mid, touch on the highs, unless your microphone is really dark and you need to brighten it up even more, and walk the fuck away. Don't get really, it makes music sound like pure sex movies too. Well, if that's what you like, bro, give her the business. But for your voice, you don't need to go too ham. I'm just letting you know. You do whatever sounds best to you. That's what's really important at the end of the day. What are you happy with? What sounds best to you? But when it comes to the setting up the room and stuff, that's pretty much all there is to it. Oh, thank God we got a knife back. Let's go. Let's go! Yeah, for streamers, you know, 3-to-1 or 4-to-1 compression, for the voice. For men, you're gonna, if you have a nasally voice, you're cutting, 2 or 3 dB from the 240 to 340, hertz range. If you're like me, you're cutting more in the 340 to 600. Excuse me. With an added cut in like the 200 range. Mine's, I've got 2 cuts in mine. I can show you. So, there are 2 cuts here. One of these cuts doesn't really need to be here. I'm not cutting for my voice, I'm cutting for the room. When I'm on the couch, I'm so much further from the microphone that you hear more of the room. And so, the third cut, there, the deepest one, that's actually just cutting for, the room. The number 2, that's actually cutting for my voice. That's me, taking some of the, boxy rumble out of the mic, because my voice just does that to microphones. I have to cut a little bit. For men, it's usually between, depending on the room that you're in and the microphone you're using, between like 220 and all the way up to the 5, even sometimes 600s if you're really if you have like a higher pitch nasally thing that you're trying to get rid of or something. And you're usually just doing like a nice gentle cut in 1, maybe 2 places, but rare if it's for your voice in a treated room to have 2 cuts like that. Be necessary for something like streaming. And then a high pass filter for the frequencies that my voice doesn't even produce. You can see what my voice is producing, and everything that's really below that, the start of the peak, which is where I've started the high pass filter, I'm not losing a lot of what my actual voice is. I'm just losing the rumble of the room and shit. Then, and the general order of things if you're doing it, and you can see that I've peaked out the microphone and stuff, that's, you know, don't worry about it. It's the struggle of trying to find the happy medium between me not being loud enough and being too quiet. You want to have any kind of noise gate at the top if you're going to use it. That's what that first dynamic processing is. The second one is the EQ. That's to cut any frequencies that you don't want to make it through the rest of your audio chain. The third one is you're going to compress, because you're compressing the stuff that you want to keep now. And then if you're doing any additive EQ, you do it after compression. Because if you do your additive EQ before compression, what happens is the compression will get rid of some of what you're trying to do and boost some stuff that you didn't necessarily want to be there. So, you do any kind of additive compression at the end. Or not compression, additive EQ at the end. And for me, in this configuration, sitting on the couch, this microphone, my voice, it's a tiny boost on the low end to bring back some of what I'm losing when I'm using that high pass filter, and a little bit of a boost on the highs to make my voice a little bit more to cut through stuff in games. My voice is so naturally kind of middling and monotone in a range that would get lost in game sounds or game noise in general, and so I'm boosting it a bit to help with that. But otherwise, that's like kind of best practices. Gating what you don't want to come in, cutting what you want to get rid of your sound signal, compressing that because that's the good shit that you want, and then just adding that little flavor at the end. And some people will even compress a second time. There's some people that will sidechain compressors and shit, but you're just streaming. You can do what I'm doing here on a lot of mixers. Without having to use software. I'm just using software because I'm using an interface, and obviously I use Adobe Audition to do my recording, and because of my interface and my stream setup, I can output this to my interface and send it to the stream. Not everyone can do that. You could use a virtual audio cable, but you wouldn't be able to use ASIO mode. Bionic Nun, welcome back 19 months at that tier 2 dream. So there you go. You've got your introduction to treating a room, your introduction to cheap microphones, and your introduction to best practices for setting yourself up for your stream. But the biggest thing about compressing is depending on what you're using. If you're using a software compressor, you can usually choose when it starts to compress. Just make sure that when you're talking normally, the compressor isn't engaging more than 1 or 2 dB, and you're fine. Compress it 3 to 1 or 4 to 1. Higher than that, and it starts to make voices sound kind of fucking weird. You only want to go higher than that if you're really going for a specific sound, like you really like the sound of your compressor or some shit. The grind audio version. I could write like a beginner's guide to stream audio and video, absolutely. But that's more work that I'm willing to put in for the payoff that I would get. I'll just tell people when they come in and ask. All right. No problem. All the stuff that I just told you is applicable in pretty much any situation, any room.
Bastard.
Oh, for fuck. I just want my knife back. Thank you. Oh, fuck off! God damn it! So fucking bothersome. Fuck it, I'll see if I can run through it again. What is this Apex Legends madness? It's the bones to what could be the best Battle Royale game on the market. Unless you really want to build in Fortnite. I've thought about part-time streaming, was going to do it on an alt account for reasons I can explain not in a public forum, but I'm waffling between wanting a clever name but not tryhardy and just something that I enjoy and will like. Any thoughts? I mean, choose a name that you like, but that's also at least something that's kind of sort of brandable in some way, shape, or form. You want to have, like, you don't want to make it super hard on yourself. Like, for me, it was a pain in the ass that I had to choose fucking Nova War as a name to go and get popular on. Because it's not very easily brandable. I'm pretty fucking limited. But you could do silly shit. Like, Disguised Toast, for example, is a good example. It's just a silly name. But that's some easily brandable shit. That's fun. So that's it. Make it something that you like, and that you're gonna be happy with, and just something that's relatively, you know, relatively brandable. Doesn't have to be like the ultra brandable, but just relatively. Okay. Oh, I don't even have a knife. I forgot to pick it up. I forgot I didn't save before I get the knife. Oops! I was like pressing LB like, where's my knife? Oh shit, I'm up here and I don't have the knife. Alright, well, fuck it. I don't know if I can get through here. Well, I'll try and get through here without using our good shit.
Seriously?
There we go. We made it, Reddit. Now. Let's get that first spray. First aid spray going. We'll take that out. Oh, we've got even more high-grade gunpowder. I've got lots of grenades for now. We'll just put that there. For the time being. Did the shit come from nowhere? Pretty much. So it's from the guys who made Titanfall. It's in the Titanfall universe. They kept this shit out of the public eye pretty much until they announced it yesterday. Or 2 days ago. The only thing that people started, like, whispering about was after a handful of high-profile Battle Royale streamers were, you know, disappearing to some events that were NDA'd, and there were whispers about it, and then it became whispers about a Titanfall-related one, and that's what it was. But nobody knew what it would look like, or the package in which it would come in, or anything like that. And then we got that, and made that announcement, and then they had over 1 million unique players yesterday. Right off the rip, servers seemed to hold up pretty damn flawlessly considering, and game looks super polished. It's on the consoles, Xbox, PlayStation. It's on the PC, obviously. Yeah, it's got a bit of everything. It's got classes that all seem to have actual uses at this point. They've got, like, kind of cool finishing moves and shit. Their down states have some unique things with, like, shields, and the mobility is kind of like Blackout, but better because it's Titanfall based. You can bring back people if you have their tags when they die and you get to a respawn thing. They come back on the ship. Looks fire. They don't have any gear. They're just down like they would be in the beginning of the game, which gives, you know, the ability for somebody to be a god on the squad and bring back the team. It's looking like it's got some serious promise. The big question marks are, obviously, as this has just come out, what the development, even though they have a roadmap already for the rest of this year, so we already know what's coming for the rest of this year. They're doing the battle pass type deal. All of it's cosmetic. None of it actually affects the game in any way. You can earn everything you want pretty much with in-game currency. You don't have to pay anything if you don't want to. They've got loot box type stuff that's basically like an Overwatch type deal. Except again, you can earn everything in in-game currency. So, yeah. It's... Well, EA didn't make a half-decent game. EA's just a publisher. EA was just there. EA was just there to publish the game. It was done by the Titanfall guys. And if you didn't already know this, Titanfall and Titanfall 2, Titanfall 2 especially, one of the greatest first-person shooters fucking ever made. One of the most unique, and really only didn't get that successful because of EA choosing the worst launch window in the history of fucking video games, slapping it right between, like, it was Call of Duty and Battlefield or some shit, like, within 5 days to either side. Got absolutely mangled. Reviewed critically super well. There are still loads of people playing the game, on PvP servers. I had hoped so much that we were going to see a really great scene for Titanfall 2, and it got absolutely mangled. And so, you know, in the current climate, you know, they're not going to make Titanfall 3, it's not going to make any money, especially if EA is going to dumpster them, so they went in, they saw the Battle Royale were getting popular. This was obviously, you know, a couple years ago, I would imagine at this point, and started working on this, and they kept it under wraps until it was basically fully complete, no beta, no nothing. They brought in some streamers and stuff, people from the Battle Royale communities to test it and help them develop it, but otherwise, just BAM! Dropped it. Here's the live stream, it's available right now, PC, Xbox, PlayStation, go fucking play it. There wasn't any, like, crippling server shit with, like, we had with Battlefield, or Blackout, or like PUBG, or even Fortnite. There was none of that shit. It just went out there and people were going. The closest thing to troubles they had were so many people were trying to download the game simultaneously that the download servers were slow. Once you hit about 50%. That was the closest thing they had to, like, a major hiccup. So. Well, that's the you know, that's what I tweeted about yesterday. I was like, Jesus, fucking 10,000 points to Gryffindor for keeping this game under wraps until they chose to announce it, really. I mean, in today's day and age, that is a miracle, to say the least. Oh, I didn't even need to come through here. Oh, I fucked up. That's so unfortunate. Oh, we're loading. I have half a mind to use, like, I'm trying really hard to not use my flame rounds. I have half a mind to just fucking kill these guys. Ha! You died a bunch. Do you want aim assist? No. I just don't want to use flame rounds. There's a difference. Alright. Here. I need them to get, at least stand close to each other. I really don't want to have to use two.
Dispensing solution now.
So much for the weed infestation.
Yeah, suck on that,
You
Colorado.
have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions have been logged, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
Hey, you used this solution that killed off the main plant, but these guys are still in it to win it. That was a little close. Where the fuck did you come from? Oh my god, he got me too. You literally weren't here! You literally were not here! You were not in this room! Weren't in the hallway, because they were dead. They weren't outside. I walked into this room, I used the solution. I walk out, and all of a sudden, here we are! I'm gonna use the washroom, I'll be right back. Fuck, this game is annoying. Okay. Thank fuck we get to do all of that again. Is there one in here? Maybe I just didn't see him. Oh, this isn't the room. We gotta go to the next one. Hey, Speedo! 52 total months at tier 1. Let's fucking go. Thank you, Twitch, for finally fixing your shit. Let's go. Welcome back. Appreciate it. Resident fucking sleeper. Resident fucking sleeper. Okay, is there one in here? Is there one in— No! The answer is no! Those two were fucking dead and toasted. There's the same ones outside every single goddamn time. And you're gonna tell me that one just fucking magically delicious just appears out of buttfuck nowhere. For what purpose? Lazy design! It's lazy! Super fucking lazy!
Dispensing solution now.
So much for the weed infestation.
Warning. You have dispersed a dangerous solution without authorization. Your actions have been logged, and you may be subject to disciplinary measures.
Suck my dick.
Oh no.
Senior staff clearance required for computer access.
Byron Cartwright's inbox. Oh, William Birkin. When did Nest become a nest for spies? 3 last month and another 4 this month. And those are just the ones we caught. Step up security, Cartwright, or do you want to end up like your predecessor? Also, I'll be restricting access to the west area from today. Ignore all requests from headquarters for information on G. Those suits contribute nothing to this project anyway. Herbicide dispersal by unauthorized employee. Yeah, okay. What does that even do for us? Like, is there a, Oh, maybe there? Oh my god. No, just kill me. I'm gonna fucking kill them all. Ezo with a 1 year in total. Welcome back, sir. Thank you.
Not good. Seriously?
Did I not quite? Oh no. Spado, 52 months. Although I think I already got you on that one. There it is, not quite right again. 60 months, 5-year dream. The legend. One of only a couple. Thank you, sir. Thank you, thank you. I'm just trying to figure out where I'm supposed to be going now. Oh, I have to upgrade my wristband again, but the computer gave me no information that I needed. Because the only thing that I can remember coming across that needed the upgraded wristband was the computer terminal. But it's possible that something that Brian was doing yesterday required it, and I just didn't know about it. Sorry, 2 days ago, not yesterday, yeah. Yeah. So maybe we can go to the west. The west side? Oh. Ba-ba-bum, ba-ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Ba-ba-ba, ba-ba-da-ba-da-do-do-do. Mm-hmm.
Find that intelligence.
Da-na-na-na. dun, 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 dun. Okay, OSS. Hey, what's up, Moonhowl? We might have another VHS in the container.
Got eyes on the G-Virus.
Going in.
Dr. Birkin, you'll come along with us quietly.
You think I didn't know you were coming? This is my life's work. I'm not handing over anything.
We have our orders, Dr. Birkin. I'll ask you one more time. Hold your fire! What the fuck were you thinking? Our orders were to bring him in alive. We're in, sir. But we had a snafu. Target resisted. We had to take him out. That's correct, sir. Roger that. Just the samples, then. Let's move.
Good job, Martinez. Alright, did I have another one in here? I thought we had picked up another one at some point. Maybe not, I thought we did. The Umbrella Corporation has decided to cease all research on G, which was ongoing at the Nest Underground Laboratory. All funding for this project has been cut, and Laboratory Director William Birkin has been removed from his post. Thank you for your mail, Dr. Birkin. Top Brass has expressed an interest in this evolving bioweapon you mentioned. Do not worry about costs. Our company was the most well-funded in the whole of the United States. I heard the good news! G is almost ready. Strange you never thought to report to the research lab here at Umbrella HQ, but I suppose I can let that slide. Anyway, send over the data, would you? And don't worry, you've done good work on G, but we can take care of the rest. You are under suspicion of breaching your contract with the Umbrella Corporation. It has become clear that you have claimed ownership of the G project and have been in unauthorized contact with the U.S. military. Please respond to the investigation committee summons within 24 hours. So do they like have everything but a save point in here, or is it just hiding in plain sight? And I'm being blind. Maybe not. Alright. Shadowfrost! Welcome back. 39 months on a 39-month streak, let's go. How's Resident Evil 2? It's good. There are points that drive me batshit crazy, but it's a good game. Or, just so that there isn't an inquiry, and not saying from you, but from other people every time I mention that some things drive me crazy, this is the greatest game ever made. This is literally the perfect video game. Nothing is wrong with it. Everyone will love it. Nobody ever, anywhere, under any circumstances, will find anything that they fault it for, or have any minor annoyances with. This game will literally change your life, your family's lives, and the lives of everyone within 6 degrees of your social circle. It is a transformative experience. Kingdom Hearts 3 can fucking blow me. That overrated fucking franchise is beyond belief. Whole franchise, 6 or 7 out of 10. Tops. And 4 of those 6 or 7 points is, do you love Disney characters? The other 3, do you like button mashers that are somewhere between competent and slightly above average competent? That's it. Alright. Nick Nero, welcome back, 32 months. Boo, did I scare you? No, at least I tried. An effort was made. Vaseline. Not ominous at all. Ooh. The Bacon Dragon! Welcome back, 19 months! Thank you, sir. Umbrella and Mr. X keeping a closer eye on you than Forrest Burns. Only you can run from Mr. X. Mr. X putting in that cardio, let me tell you. He's got that mean mug walk on. After the G embryo was implanted in the subject, we made a 50-centimeter incision from the chest to the abdomen and began our observations. With the help of the medical team, the subject's consciousness level was kept in between 15 lucid to GCS 10. However, the subject's consciousness level deteriorated and further observation was deemed unnecessary. The subject was then disposed of. The G-Virus was administered to subject 501. 501 mutated into G form and was introduced to a group of 30 test subjects. After 2 hours, 36 minutes, it was observed that all but one of the test subjects had been implanted with an embryo. All subjects were disposed of. One subject broke down during experimentation and took their own life. Gee, I wonder why. We administered the G-Virus to subject 628, who had shown slight resistance to the T-Virus. The virus was then introduced to subject 639, with whom 628 had a close relationship. 628 showed some signs of resistance, but had been implanted with an embryo after 24 minutes. T-Virus resistance does nothing to stop the mental deterioration caused by the G-Virus. It's definitely one of those days, Gabs, that's for sure. Something that we do not have yet.
Damn it. Look at that.
Or we do.
Alright. Hell yeah. Got it.
Does that vial literally just have vial written on it?
The antiviral agent. Gotta get back to Sherry.
Ooh. Alright, let's see. I'll fucks with 14 grenades, 20 grenades. Whatever boss comes up, I will nuke them into the ground. I will make them one with the earth. Oh, it was a roll of film, not a tape. That's what it was. Okay. Let the games begin.
Your ass again. William!
This bitch.
Now. What the hell is this thing?
That was my husband.
Ao's probably.
She is my creation! Oh!
William!
I should have killed him while I had the chance. I don't know why, I just couldn't do it.
He was your husband.
Honestly, we were more married to our work than each other.
What about Sherry? How could you just leave her all alone while Raccoon City burned to hell?
Yeah, tell Laura Croft why.
Grow up in a world with the G virus in it.
But that's no excuse for...
And she's gone.
got this. You should take care of Sherry. You don't know what you're up against.
I have a pretty damn good idea.
Whatever you do, don't stop until it's finished.
Trust me.
Don't stop
That's now.
believing. Hold on to that feeling. Alright, let's assess the situation. I'm looking around the room, trying to figure out what it is the game wants me to do to actually kill this thing, except for pump it full of 19 grenades. There's usually some stupid environmental thing that you have to do in conjunction with doing enough damage to take this guy out. Let's take a little look. Now I'm seeing an interactable. Alright, that's a. Yep, nice. Something to stun him with. Excuse me, sir. What? So this looks like, you know, some sort of state in which... Okay. I can finish this guy, but, I guess our first run is gonna be, can we just fuck him up so bad that he just dies? Does he have invincibility frames? That would be like really fucking dumb. There we go. Toasty.
Target has been neutralized. Ending quarantine.
Well, I mean, they gave you lots of ammo if you were crazy enough to do it with a pistol. You know, it was nice in terms of the environmental destruction that he caused, for sure. Looked good. Like everything else in the game, looks really good. Wow, yeah, they gave you boatloads of ammo. Holy shit, they must have thought you were gonna take him on with only the pistol. Wow. It still kind of looked like he has some invincibility frames, you know what I mean? Well, definitely, I imagine they just shoot him in the eye with the pistol. I wouldn't want to, yeah, I have the Magnum frame. I would have wanted, if I was gonna kill with a pistol, I would have wanted one of the other pistols I got for pre-ordering the game, or not using the upgraded frame, because then you have even less fucking ammo. The upgraded frame is great if you're using the Magnum ammo, but if you're not, and you're just stuck with 5 rounds... Just saw this on the interwebs. Electronic Arts stocks fall 10% after earnings miss. Ooh, this is what happens when you put everything in the FIFA basket.
Gotta get back to Sherry.
Well, we're not gonna need pistol ammo for... a while. I'm actually gonna need to keep these... for now. Ah, it's the spark shot that we never got. Hey, what's up, Yellow Hash? I'm okay. I've been feeling kind of shit the last couple of days, but other than that, I'm fine. How are you doing? Well, the power is fine if you have that ammo, like I said. If you don't, and you're using the 9mm rounds, but you have lower capacity, then... Oh no! Man dies after vape pen exploded in his face, medical examiner says. According to a preliminary report from the Tarrant County Medical Examiner's Office, 24-year-old William Brown from Texas died after a vape pen he was using exploded. RIP! Vape Nash. Did I save? Can somebody remind me if I saved? I honestly can't remember. If not, I gotta go back. I don't think I did I? There's a save next to Sherry? Oh, in reception. Nap room log? Let's go. Wayne Lee never left the nap room. Wait, where is this save point? Oh, in here. I don't think I need anything else with me right now. Alright.
Hey.
I knew you'd make it. My mom needs help.
Annette?
Holy shit, really, AOs? Fuck.
Sherry?
Vape Nation.
How are you?
Okay. But you don't look so good.
Mummy's dying of internal bleeding.
Mommy?
Hey, did you look at the screen? Oh, thank God. So Sherry's gonna be all right?
She'll be weak for a little while.
The game's audio is low, and it's maxed out.
She's free of the G-virus.
Did you hear that?
What happened to her?
She was attacked by the monsters.
Don't worry about me. Take my daughter to safety. I'm sorry, Sherry. For everything. Your life is what is important.
We can't just leave her here.
You're right, we can't.
Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus detected. Facility lockdown initiated.
What does that mean?
Self-destruct
It's a self-destruct code. In case the G-virus leaves the building. Save my daughter.
No!
Sherry? Sherry, we gotta say goodbye to your mom. Mom, please say goodbye. Please, Sherry. Listen. She loved you, okay? You really gotta
She
keep
loved
going.
you enough to fuck up your dad and you simultaneously. and have the onset of the end of the human race. No big deal. Your mom was just a fucking
You were right
sociopath. It's cool.
to have you.
We can talk more about that later. We gotta hurry now. Come on.
NPC Mook! 8 months? Didn't realize I was this close to a cumulative year. You were! Someone's gotta stop the stupidity of humankind. Yeah, she loved her so much, she gave her an incestuous virus. I know, how fucking kind of her.
Sherry. Can you walk faster?
Yeah.
I don't want to rush you, but we have to go.
Self-destruct sequence will begin when lockdown is complete. Attention, unauthorized removal of a level 4 virus. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated.
Let's get the hell out of here.
To evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate.
Claire,
Oh dear.
thank you for being so nice to me. For helping me. I'm really glad I met you.
I'm really glad I met you too, Sherry. But save your thanks until I get you out of this place.
Bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform. Attention, self-destruct sequence
Okay.
initiated. Use the central elevator to evacuate immediately to the bottom level train platform.
Oh boy. They're really setting you up here.
Self-destruct sequence initiated.
I'm simultaneously amazed and not amazed at how quickly someone can drop their sense of morality when a giant paycheck is dangled over their head, I suppose.
Minutes until detonation.
Sherry, run!
Don't stop believing. Hold on to that
Of
feeling.
course. The stupid thing's locked.
Hold on.
Sherry, what are you...
I think I can open it from the other side.
Oh god. Okay. Just stand here and fight enemies for a bit.
Damn it, your timing sucks.
Minutes until detonation.
World's shittiest fucking pistol, honest to god. Ah! Just load the game.
locked.
Hold on.
Sherry, where do you...
I think I can open it from the other side.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated.
God damn it, your timing sucks. You bet!
9 minutes until detonation.
Oh no.
Open the door, Sherry. Open the door, Sherry.
Nice work. Sherry, you hanging in there?
I'm right behind you.
Atta girl. Think we're almost out of here.
Claire, maybe we can use that.
8
Worth a try.
minutes until detonation.
What are you doing?
We gotta get this train moving. I need you to stay right here, okay?
Thank God they left this minigun in this train station.
Be careful.
Hypo with an 18 months, thank you, sir.
Attention. Self-destruct sequence initiated. Use the simple
Here we go.
Alright. That's something. Okay. Alright, it's working.
Claire!
What? Leon? You're down here too?
Yeah, but the whole place is coming down. Look, you need to get out. Fast!
I know. I found a way out. I think we can all make it. Where are you now?
Claire, are you still there?
Leon? I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
Don't worry about me. Just get out of here.
Leon! Leon! Damn!
Where did my minigun go? Oh, there it is.
7 minutes until detonation.
Apparently, Bacon Dragon, they're a real problem. Here comes a pterodactyl.
Why can't you just die?
Almost caboose. Not quite, but almost. I'm not amused. This game is quite boring, if I'm gonna be honest with you.
It's okay.
It's a game a lot of people will enjoy. It's just not for me. It's very well produced. Fantastic production values. Controls well, nothing really wrong with it there. Just a boring ass fucking game. Lots of great replay, you know, replayability. Like I said, the best possible way pretty much they could have remade this game. Like, you couldn't ask for more. It's just not an exciting video game. And for me, it's not scary either, so it's not really ticking any boxes.
I want to see where you live.
Good. Zai, take a shower.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, voice acting is all really well done.
Leon!
Writing is
It's so good to see you.
Resident Evil.
Told you would make it, didn't I?
You did.
There you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the end of Claire A. So there's Claire A, there's... That was a bit of a sudden ending. So it's Claire A, Claire B, Leon A, Leon B. To get more of an idea of everything that happened on the opposite side, you play Leon, essentially, and then you get the other side of it. It's just, this was the Nier Automata gag before Nier Automata. Well, it's not like the B routes aren't really that necessary. It's like if you really want to see the totality of it, you're doing Claire A and Leon A. And then that's it. The other ones are just kind of alternate routes of each. Wow, that guy is, what's a very Chinese name? Chung Ching Chang. And then Jack Fu. Ha! Jack Fu is incredible, what an amazing name. Neo comes out of the Matrix, looks at Morpheus. I know Jack Fu. Show me. Shout out to the sound designers. They did a very good job in this game, other than the fact that the game was very quiet. Yeah. It's, the best representation of a remake that we've had yet. Zethros, I thought about making a jerking off fucking reference for Jack Fu. Then I was like, nah. But thank you for making one anyway. So, again, just to wrap up, for those of you that want my final take, it is the closest thing that you could hope for a good and proper Resident Evil 2 remake. It is the best example of a remake to a classic game that we've had in the industry, period. The production is extraordinarily well done, visually, and audio both spectacular, with only some minor gripes like some occasional odd facial animations. The make or break point is, do you like what Resident Evil 2 is as a game itself? Because there are no real downsides from the perspective of presentation or how the game plays, so it's just, do you like this style of game? And if you do, or you were a fan of Resident Evil 2, then it's an easy buy. I want to see more Resident Evil like this, but with more effort in the writing and more effort in the variety of ways in which it attempts to be scary. I want to see it, I want to see them make an effort to try and get some more psychological horror involved and not lean on such lazy versions of horror. But I would rather this than Resident Evil 7. Not saying that Resident Evil 7's bad, I'm just saying I'd rather this than Resident Evil 7. That was Tofu busting through the door. That's C rank. Probably for the amount of time that we stood around without pausing the game, and the fact that we saved 3 times every time we shuffled our inventory. C's get degrees, let's go! Oh. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Resident Evil 2. Hope you guys managed to get some enjoyment out of it, despite the fact that it wasn't something that was really, you know, getting me hard.